I am the Rain King. Hey guys, I'm Chris Norwood. I'm on a journey to hear every song ever recorded, and I have tackled the entire discography of alternative rock band Counting Crows. And today, on this video, I'm going to be ranking their studio albums. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 studio albums. And I think this is going to be a really interesting ranking the albums video because I've got some conflicting feelings about this band. I do consider myself a fan, and I do, when they release an album, I always run out or nowadays sit at home and listen to it. And I will do that, even though I've been a little bit disappointed with some latter albums by this band. And we'll get into that here shortly. Let's just jump right in, shall we? Coming in at the worst, the number 7 spot is going to be their 7th album, Somewhere Under Wonderland. And I didn't like this one bit. Let me see. Yeah, there was nothing on this one I liked. I was very disappointed with this 2014 release. And it's been a while since they've done anything. In 6 years. Yeah, I just really felt like it was their weakest effort. Just did not find anything on that one that I enjoyed. And for the next pick is going to be Underwater Sunshine, or What We Did on Our Summer Vacation. This one, let me see, this one was a real disappointment too. It was a covers album, which I'm not really crazy about, but let's see, Coming Around was okay, and Ooh La La by The Faces, written by Ronnie Lane and Ron Wood, was a real pleasure to listen to. However, none of the other cuts, I mean, there was a Madonna cover on there, but come on, man. Not a good covers album, in my opinion. But the good news is this ranking doesn't go in reverse order like some of those bands that just get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse. Unfortunately, just the last couple of Counting Crows records really haven't done it for me. I think this next record, even though it is so low, well, it's, my third least favorite out of 7. I think the next one's where things, for me personally, get better. So, coming in next is going to be, like, I'm looking at this thing. I love this art style from the late 90s. This stuff, kind of Bare Naked Ladies, REM look for This Desert Life. And this one had Hanging Around, which is a classic radio staple. Mrs. Potter's Lullaby is okay. It's not one of my favorite singles, but it's a good one. And that's about it. Yeah, there's just a lot of other songs that just kind of feel like filler, in my opinion. And like, it's a band that I feel like should be making better, more artistic music. That maybe, we don't need filler. Like, nobody needs filler on their records. And I feel like Counting Crows have the ability to write better songs. But, speaking of better songs, we're going to go to 96's Recovering the Satellites. Yeah, baby. I think, let's see, this one has some real good gushy stuff. Angels of the Silences, again, not one of my favorite singles, but a good one. Daylight Fading is a good song. And, of course, I'm seeing if there's any other deep cuts any deep cuts that really get me. But A Long December, I believe, was one of the earlier songs that I heard by them. And it really just, that song, man. It's one of the, in my opinion, it was at one point in my kind of saddest songs of all time. It just has a really, really sad vibe to it, and really broke my middle school heart in all the right ways, if you know what I'm saying. It's a really good tune. Really good tune. It's been a long December, and there's reason to believe maybe this year will be better than the last. And I can't remember the last thing that she said as she was leaving. And it's one more day up in the canyons. Yes, a really, really great album there. They're sophomore albums. Those are not a slump. Not a sophomore slump for sure. Coming in next is going to be 2002's Hard Candy. And this one, oh man, so many singles. You had 5 singles, if not more. Maybe, I think it was 5 singles. Hard Candy's great. Title track. American Girls, all the weather and boys ready to go. And Big Yellow Taxi. Oh man. So some really great ones, but again, the same kind of situation that I have with the Counting Crows. These other deep cuts, not really cutting it for me. Sorry, and I know, these albums are pretty listenable, but just the deep cuts are kind of forgettable on a lot of these, in my opinion. It's fine if you like it. There's just nothing that really, really held my attention with these Counting Crows deep cuts. But that changes as we get a little bit up on my list, right? That was Hard Candy from 2002. We need a new Counting Crows record in 2020. That's what we need. And we need some that are good, like my top 2. I got 2 more albums, and I think you might be surprised at my top 2 picks. I actually owned this one at one point. Wasn't good enough for the shelf back there, but pretty fun. I had some fun listens with this one. Saturday nights and Sunday mornings. I was initially excited about the concept of the record, where it was Saturday nights on one side and Sunday mornings on the next, but I don't feel like it was executed as well as the idea should have been. 1492 is an excellent single produced by Norton and Steve Lillywhite. Really fun. Counting Crows sounding better and more exciting than they had for a long time. Hanging Tree, same thing. Los Angeles, Sundays, Insignificant. Those are really good on the Saturday nights side. And then you go to the second side, where it's Sunday mornings, where things are a little bit more dreary. And When I Dream of Michelangelo is a decent one. You Can't Count on Me kind of felt like it should have been on Saturday nights. Come Around was okay. But a lot of it, again, kind of suffers the same thing that the other records suffered from, where there just wasn't enough of those really, really great songs. Coming in next is going to be my number 1 Counting Crows record of all time. And I'm sure, maybe I hate that I'm doing like the popular opinion on some of my top picks, but I'm going to have to go with August and everything after. The debut studio album by Counting Crows came out September 14th, 1993 on Geffen Records. recorded in Los Angeles. It's alternative rock. It's kind of a long rock record at 52 minutes. T-Bone Burnett produced it. It was followed by Recovering Satellites, had singles Mr. Jones, Round Here, Rain King, and A Murder of One. Round Here is really great, sad track. I really love these sad bands. And a long time, I had this idea that, you know, Counting Crows were one of those really sad bands, like Everclear. Oh my gosh. Have you ever heard a happy Everclear song? Have you ever heard a happy Counting Crows song? Yikes. Some really depressing lyrics here. Mr. Jones, radio staple. But here is my favorite. Round Here is really good. I really love the video. Mr. Jones, it's part of my childhood. But what really makes me fall in love with this record is a single. It was the Rain King. The title is a reference to Saul Bellows' Henderson the Rain King. And it's jangle pop. I don't hear that. Roots rock, alternative rock. It's 4 minutes and 16 seconds. A lot of songwriters, most of the band. Henderson the Rain King. He bled all over one, blah, blah, blah. So, it's got a long, detailed history. Anna Begins and Round Here Live were the B-sides to the single. But the Rain King is just... It would be my suggestion if you've never heard the Counting Crows. For some reason, you weren't around in the 90s, perhaps. Listen to the Rain King. If you like that one, maybe check out the rest of their debut album and maybe some of Saturday Nights and Sunday Mornings. And Hard Candy would be the real juicy stuff, the real good hard rockin' stuff. And, you know, Recovering the Satellites and Desert Life are okay. They got a couple of good singles on them. Underwater, aside from like I wish that I knew what I know now. When I was younger, wish that yeah, that's okay. That's okay if you like to hear that. Ooh la la. That's good. And stay away from their latest album. And we need to see, really quick, we need to see what Counting Crows are up to in 2020. What do you think they're doing, guys? What do you think the Counting Crows are doing? What do you think? I was just doing ranking the studio albums by Lil Wayne, and then like immediately after I got done doing the video, he released a new album. Oh, I was so frustrated. I'm going to have to do an update on Lil Wayne. He just dropped the Carter 5 out of nowhere, seemingly. So, let's see what we got going on with the 2020s of the Counting Crows, shall we? 2000s, 2006, Departure from Geffen, 2010s. Let's see, late 2019, they had been recording new music in the past August. In early February 2020, he said the next project would be suites of music that may be released on various EPs. I hate that. Gosh. Let's see. They completed the first suites. Oh man. Mott the Hoople and Thin Lizzy were cited as influences on the demos. Oh man, I know that rock bands are trying to find ways to stay relevant. The Gorillaz are doing this Song Machine situation, which is cool. Blink-182 have talked about doing singles instead of albums. I'm not digging that, guys. I'm not feeling that. I'm still I'm streaming, and actually today I was talking about perhaps maybe taking my MP3 collection off my computer because goodness gracious, it's getting massive. I think I'm at upwards of 70,000 MP3s, and some of those are long songs, and trying to figure out what to do. Like I do stream, I still buy CDs, but my computer is getting overwhelmed with music. So trying to figure out what to do in this ever-changing world of music, but I don't like that maybe we won't get a Counting Crows album. We're just going to be getting EPs and singles and things like that. Not my idea of a good time, but maybe I'll enjoy their music more if it's kind of condensed. Maybe it would actually solve the problem of filler, because if you're just dropping a 3 or 4 song EP, which they look like they have some songs done in that format, maybe they're going to be better quality. So could be a good thing, but it would kind of be annoying for me ranking the albums if there aren't albums to rank, right? What would me and Sea of Tranquility do? Sea of Tranquility! Yo!